Our topic is sex education, and this is, I think, treated well. In the U.S., this has been a fact of life in most schools for a long time, since the 1980s. Koreans understandably hesitate, Americans hesitated, and maybe still hesitate. In the end, the simple teaching of anatomy and functions has little effect on behavior. It's simply another academic subject. The students learn the stuff, take the test, and it has no effect on them. The question of whether sex education increases teen curiosity, increases teen desire to engage in sex, maybe, especially among boys, I think. But what happens is boys become more aggressive. And this is what happens in the coeducational arena, which I was discussing before. Boys and girls will have more access to each other, and boys will become more aggressive as a result of lots of things, not just sex education. Maybe that's the least of it. Movies, films, of course, TV shows even. Everyone knows that teenagers become sexual earlier and earlier. And girls even develop physically earlier and earlier. This is a remarkable feature of this whole problem. And become curious, of course. But to limit the discussion to sex education, a lot depends on how it's done. Again, if it's done only as an academic approach, this is a penis, this is a vagina, that has little effect. This woman, Ms. Koo, whose counterparts have been in America, that is, people just like her, I think are very good. That is, they approach the subject with no nonsense. Let's be serious. This is what boys think they want. This is what girls kind of want, but are curious, but are afraid. Treat it as it is, and treat it without jargon, and treat it with humor. Humor is the great solvent of a lot of bitterness, a lot of anxiety. Humor, wit, when possible. Whenever possible. No nonsense and wit, humor. These are good approaches to sex education. I would agree too. It's unchangeable though. Of course, kids are curious. And it's really, in the end, it's the adult world's fault. Let's accept the blame. It's because we want our movies to be the way they are, and our TV shows to be the way they are, and our literature to be the way all of these things are. We create the atmosphere. Can this be changed? No. Only a disaster, only a bubonic plague could change such things, and I'm not so sure that would work. So we have created this monstrous, more or less monstrous, if you condemn it anyway, monstrous sex-crazed society, and we are to blame if the children, younger and younger, are curious about it and want to experiment. And girls will get pregnant, yep, and bad things will happen. Shocking gang rapes of girls in the countryside, repeated gang rapes. What a terrible, terrible thing. Now, I'm going to append, once again, another topic. All of these topics are